Hi everybody, I just received a message and a quote from a client who I've been working with, and we've been working a lot on working through sadness and depression and managing some shame and guilt that comes up for her. And this is so big for a lot of people that I really wanted to share this quote and some thoughts on it. So the quote says, "I have learned that when sadness comes to visit me, all I can do is say, 'I see you.' I spend some time with it, get up, and say goodbye. I don't push it away, I own it. And because I own it, I let it go." Now, how powerful is that? How different would your life be if when sadness or anger or frustration or shame or whatever it was came into your life, you recognized it, you said hello, you sat with it for a while, and then you got up and you walked away and you left it there? How different would your life look if you did that? Now that is something that is so hard for us to do, and it makes sense why it's hard, right? Those emotions, they hurt, they're painful, they bring up a lot of hard things for us. So instead of sitting there and sitting with it, we try to distract and we try to numb. And often those are with things that really aren't great for us. You know, we reach for our habit or our substance of choice to try to numb out or distract or not feel that pain for a while. But the problem is that pain is still there. That sadness is still there. That anger is still there. That guilt is still there. You can try to cover it up. You can do whatever you can to try to distract from it. And that works in the moment. But as soon as you're back just on your own, or that substance wears off, or you're not doing that activity anymore, that emotion's back. And if you haven't processed through it, and if you haven't recognized it, then you're going to continue to fight with it. And that's a huge piece here. So the more we try to fight with it, the more we try to bury it, the more we try not to look at it, we're actually adding fuel to that fire. So that emotion and that sadness and that guilt is actually getting bigger the more we're trying not to look at it. So it seems almost counterintuitive, because when we feel pain, we want to react and we want to get rid of it. But actually, what can get rid of that in the long term, and at least slowly start to take away the fire and the strength from it, is recognizing it and sitting with it. Now that doesn't mean that you have to sit with sadness all the time or sit with anger all the time, but you can start to shift in the way you react to it. Maybe you catch yourself reacting and starting to try to numb or try to do something. Instead, stop and take a second and just recognize how you're feeling. You know, whatever that is, try to sort of honor that. As cheesy as that sounds, right? It makes a big difference. And if you're able to do that, it really brings back control. You have control in that moment over what you do, right? And that makes a really big difference. So this is something that I work with clients a lot on, and it takes practice, but you can get there, and you can start taking small steps in doing that. And really try to be loving with yourself. You're not going to get it right away. It's not one of those things that we solve easily. It's tricky, and it takes a lot of practice. What we don't want to do is add more pain and shame and judgment to ourselves when we can't get rid of it, or we can't do it like we think we should, right? So really try to be kind to yourself in this, but start practicing and start recognizing it. And see if you can just sit with those emotions for a little bit longer instead of trying to get rid of them right away. And see if that makes a difference for you.